These moments in life when you just feel the weight of your own guilt. And we've all been there. You can think of specific moments where you're like, I don't want anybody to know about that. I don't want anybody to remember that. I just want to crawl in a corner. I want to block that part of my life out, that moment out. I failed. And in that moment, though, Jesus says, but I didn't fail. And I absorbed all of your guilt. I took it. I took your guilt. I absorbed it for you. For you. And now I offer you salvation, not by the law, but by grace. Not because you deserve it, but because I love you. I showed you what it is to live this life that you couldn't live. I fulfilled the requirement for you. And now instead of you having to fulfill it, I just give you the grace and ask you to follow me. Just to start following me. And when you begin to understand that, when you understand your guilt and your inability and that offer, something begins to happen in our heart. Over and over again, we begin to understand that's a deep, deep, loving offer. That doesn't even make sense. That's scandalous. Why would you offer something like that? Like, we run past grace too quick sometimes. We don't understand. He had no reason to do it. He had no reason to come and pursue us. He could have just wiped the world away and started over, right? He could have just done something anew. He could have done all kinds of things. But he came and sought people. He came to this work. He said, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to start the work anew in a new way, and I'm going to write it on their hearts. And when we understand it, something becomes born in us. Something becomes born in us. Because we begin to see like how rich His mercy is. New every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. And in that moment, guess what? Like kind of like the Grinch. If you've ever watched the most recent Grinch, like his heart begins to enlarge. Our heart, it's like it's born. And you're born anew. You're born anew. And that law, it's not something that's external conformity. You begin to come to God and say, what can I do? I mean, what can I do? I mean, like, I owe you everything. Yes, you do. And something begins to be lived out organically.